Hello, Camille here in my gut house, in my garage actually. So on Tuesday, I took the afternoon off because I made an appointment with Midco. I think I mentioned that in my previous video. So yeah, he came and they had to, just as I expected, they had to run a new line from the pool in the back to the house. And he actually came and asked me a couple of times. First he came and asked me, do you care about that bush in the corner? Because there's a bush that is growing through the fence that I'm actually planning on asking my rear neighbor about next summer, because if that's left by itself, then it's going to damage the fence, you know, because trees grow. And then he came up and asked me a little bit later, I guess the old cable, where it was attached to the house, it was like painted to the house. And I'm like, I don't care, just rip it off, whatever you have to do. I don't really care what this house looks like because it needs new siding anyways. We're gonna try and wait a few years, but I don't, especially in the back of the house, it's like, I really don't care. But so then while he was doing all of his stuff, I started here at this door putting my deadbolt in. It's from Eufy. I had it at my last house. This specific one I had at my last house. It's got the smart deadbolt and a doorbell camera all in one. So yeah, here you can see that's where the doorbell is. The camera is right here, and then there's a fingerprint sensor at the top. But yeah, so I got that put on. I got a regular video doorbell, also from Eufy, put on my front door. And I got the HomeBase that comes with, or that not comes with, I purchased the HomeBase for that system, and I connected that to my internet once all of that stuff got hooked up. And then today, so today's Thursday, I don't know if I said that, I got a door. So that's amazing. Yeah, I texted my guy yesterday asking him, hey, I'm assuming you're coming today, ? And he just said yes. Anyways, but yeah, so then the father of the duo was actually arrived here around just after 10 because of, you know, I saw him coming in on my camera. But and I left for lunch just after 11:15, and I stopped here real quick, and I only saw the one pickup, so I'm like, oh, that's odd. They usually have two. And yeah, sure enough, he was in here sitting on the chair, just waiting. And I said to him, you know, hi, and I said, what's up? And he said, oh, just waiting for Josh. I said, okay. But yeah, but then I can't remember the timing. I think they both arrived back sometime after lunch. I can't remember the time, but then my parents said that they were probably here for about 2 hours. They got the door in. They started putting the handle on just, you know, so that it would shut and latch or whatever. But I am about to put the deadbolt on. So I finished putting the deadbolt in just now, and yeah, it works. So the difference between this door and that door, this one is Geldwin brand that I got at Home Depot, versus the door that we put on the front of the garage is a Mastercraft, I think is the brand, from Menards. But yeah, small differences. But this striker plate area for the deadbolt was not carved out on the other door. So that one I had to take a chisel and carve it out myself, whereas this one was. So that's nice. And where this striker plate is on this side, I don't have it right there right now, because with both of these deadbolts actually, it's rubbing on this side really hard, and so it's locking all the way. But like especially with this one, since it's just a standard dumb deadbolt, I can get it to lock all the way, but it's rubbing really hard there, and it's really difficult to. So I'm going to take that striker plate and kind of grind off the inside of this side a little bit. Not much, but enough so that the deadbolt doesn't do that. With the other door, so yeah, with both doors I kind of left the striker plate off, but the other door, because it's an electronic, a smart deadbolt, the system will not lock that because of the grinding. So, but yeah, so, and I do plan to put really long screws in here. It's perfect where they put the shims right here, because this is right where a screw has to go. So right here, I have some extra shims setting over the side here, that when I do put that screw in there, then I can put the shims there and then cut them off. But that's that. So down here, we had them frame out the doggy door, but not cut the sheathing, because then we'll just leave it like that for the winter. Once I finally am able to move in here, I'll just, you know, the dogs will deal with going outside. I'll deal with letting them out manually, the old-fashioned way. Once I get some steps, because that's a big step. So I'm looking at some on Amazon right now, just so that we don't have to build steps until next spring, summer-ish. But anyways, so yeah, then spring, summer-ish, my dad and I will cut that out and put the doggy door in ourselves. So, and then on the outside here, they have house wrap on it, so they won't, you know, get too damaged by the elements. So there's that. I did notice that, the contractors did take the siding with them. Ken was saying that they were talking about cutting it into 5-foot chunks and then taking it home and then painting it overnight. And I said to him, oh yeah, Josh must have a heated garage, and he said, oh, he wishes he has a garage space though, that he'll just put a torpedo heater in so he can do that, because even, I mean, it got up to, I think the news said 50 degrees today, but that's still a little bit too cold to paint in. So yep. And then I think that's all of my updates for now, so thank you. See ya.